Hello and welcome back to my channel under the apple tree. My name is Aoife and today we're going to go through a nice twisty juicy flow to get the juices going. I love a good twisty sequence because I just feel like it really gets into those areas that you don't normally use day to day, especially if you work at a desk a lot of the time. So it just really gets into all those extra spaces, and I feel like you're able to then get more of a stretch into your other poses as well when you've kind of worked through some movement and some space into those. I'm holding on to my waist because lots of twists are waist or core focused. So yeah, we're gonna get started on our mats. Whenever you're ready, come down to seated. So you can kneel or sit cross-legged, whatever you prefer. Take the hands onto the mat or onto your knees. And we're just going to close down the eyes. Take a few moments to ground down. Feeling the contact points between you and the mat. Feeling the weight of the hands on the legs. And then just noticing the breath. Bringing your attention to where it most obviously moves the body. Noticing the rise and fall, maybe in the chest or the belly, as you inhale and exhale. If you get distracted by thoughts at any point, just whenever you realize you've been distracted, taking the attention back to the breath. And then releasing that attention from the breath, maybe taking a moment to set an intention for this flow, for this practice, maybe to have fun with it. If you're not used to doing twists, maybe just being open and curious and letting it be something new for you. And holding that intention in your heart space. Bringing your attention back into the space around you. Becoming aware of any sounds that you can hear. Feeling the contact points between you and the mat. The weight of the hands on the knees or the thighs. And gently blink open the eyes, ready to get going. So we're going to take the right hand out beside us. You can be on the fingertips or palm on the mat. Lift up the left hand, inhale to reach. Exhale, reaching over to the right. And inhale to fill up that left side of the rib cage, the left lung. Exhale, sink a little lower if you can. Inhaling into the left side of the rib cage. And exhaling. I'll do one more, inhaling. This time exhale to bring the left hand down to the mat. We'll lift up the right hand. Inhale to reach up. And exhale, reaching over to the left. Breathing here. And again, this time we're filling up the right lung, the right side of the rib cage. Just checking the shoulders, arms scrunching up towards the ears, seeing if you can relax them down away from them. Maybe walking out that left hand so you can create a bit of space there. I'll do one more inhale. Exhaling, bringing the right hand over to the right. We're going to take the left hand over onto the left knee. The right hand comes onto the mat behind you, just at the base of the spine, or if you need to walk it away from the body a little bit, do that as well. Inhale, growing length through the spine, you're looking forward. Then exhale, starting from the belly, start to twist to the right. You're following it by the ribs, followed by the shoulders. You're going to inhale, filling up the body. And exhale, twisting a little deeper, like you're wringing out a cloth or a wet piece of clothes. Maybe after a few breaths like this, inhaling to grow length, exhaling to twist, you might take the gaze over the back shoulder. We'll do one more inhale. Exhale, unwind, face back to the front, and we'll swap over. So right hand over to left knee, left hand comes behind you. Inhale, growing length through the spine. Exhale, starting with the belly, twisting to the left. Try to relax through the legs. Sometimes I find I can hold a bit of tension in my thighs. As I'm sitting here trying to twist, just like I'm engaging everything. So see if you can soften the thighs, the legs, relaxing the knees. After a few breaths, maybe taking the gaze over the back shoulder. One more inhale. Exhale, turn back to face the front. Then we'll come forward into our tabletop. So you can roll over the legs or uncross them to come forward. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, tops of the feet pressing into the mat. Gonna inhale, drop the belly to the mat. Look forward, maybe up to the ceiling. Exhale, tucking the tailbone, round the spine, tucking the chin, looking back to the thighs. Inhale, drop the belly down, look forward and up. And exhale, rounding, drawn in. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling, dropping the belly down. This time as we exhale, we're going to round the spine and start to move the hips back to the heels. As you inhale, start to move forward and then dropping the belly down and reaching the chest forward, gaze comes up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, start to move the hips back towards the heels. And inhale, move forward, drop the belly down, tilting the tailbone to the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, moving back. Do one more of each. Inhale, moving forward. Tilt the tailbone up, drop the belly, look up. And exhale, tuck the tailbone, rounding the back as you move back. Inhale to move forward, back to your neutral tabletop. We'll tuck under the toes, send the hips back to the heels, and then start to peel the knees off the mat as you reach the hips up to the ceiling into downward dog. You can keep the knees nice and bent here, so you can lengthen the tailbone up to the spot or to the ceiling. And then start to pedal out the legs, bending one knee, straightening the other, reaching the opposite heel to the mat as you lift the other heel. You can take this fast or slow, whatever you're feeling. And then reaching the heels, both of them down to the mat, coming into your downward facing dog. We'll take one big inhale into the belly. Exhale, sigh out the mouth, releasing. Now inhale, lift the left leg up to the ceiling. And then bring that left knee to the nose, step the foot between the hands, lower the knee down. And if your foot doesn't get the whole way there, it's back here, you can just take hold of the ankle and shift the foot forward, maybe in one step or a couple of steps. And tuck the back toe. We're going to inhale, lift the fingers into your low lunge. Breathing here. Knee is stacked over ankle, pressing into the top of the back foot. One more inhale. Exhale, take the palms together and lower them in front of the chest. Inhale, growing length through the spine, so reaching the crown of the head up to the ceiling. And exhale, turn to face to the left. The right elbow comes to the outside of the left knee. Then you're going to bring the left elbow to point up to the ceiling. So you can have the hands in prayer. If you like, you can make the left hand into a fist and rest it into the right hand. You're trying to lift the left rib cage to face up to the ceiling. And you might feel the right rib cage draw towards the left thigh as you do that. Try to lean back through the shoulder blades, maybe taking the gaze up to the ceiling. We'll do one more inhale. Exhale, releasing it. Let the hands come down to frame the foot, tuck under the back toes, and step the left foot back to your downward facing dog. And pedal out the legs here again. Taking nice, steady, deep breaths or encouraging them towards that. And then reaching both heels down to the mat, we'll inhale, lift the right leg up. Bring the right knee to nose, step the foot between the hands, lower the back knee, untuck the toes, lift the fingertips up. Coming into your low lunge on the opposite side, just checking the shoulders out right up around the ears. If they are, try to scrunch them up a little bit higher and then release them down. Sinking forward with the hips, but without letting the knee pass out the ankle. One more inhale. Exhale, take the hands together, lower them down to the chest. Inhale, grow length through the spine, reaching up through the crown of the head. Exhale, start to turn to the right. Left elbow comes to the outside of the right knee. Bringing the right elbow to point up to the ceiling. Again, you can also keep the hands in prayer or bring the right hand into a fist, resting it in the left. We're trying to lift those right rib cage up to the ceiling. Lean back through the shoulder blades. Breathing here. One more inhale. Exhale, releasing it. Let the hands come down to frame the foot. Tuck the back toes, stepping back to your downward facing dog. Taking 3 breaths here, slowly filling up the belly. Exhaling slowly through the nose. Inhaling to the belly. Slowly releasing it out the nose. One more time. And we'll inhale, shift forward to plank, rolling yourself forward so the shoulders come over the wrists. Exhale, lower knees, belly, chest, come all the way onto the mat. Inhale, lifting the chest into cobra. And exhale, press the hands into the mat to send the hips back and up to downward facing dog. We'll just take a couple rounds of breath here. And bend the knees, lengthening the tailbone up to the ceiling. Pressing the hands forward and down into the mat. So you might feel the shoulders shift back towards the thighs. Trying to reach the heels down to the ground. I'm going to inhale, lift the left leg up to the ceiling. Left knee comes to nose, step that foot between the hands. Plant the back foot down parallel to the back edge of the mat. We're going to lift ourselves up. We're going to keep that front leg straight. Just checking your heels are in line, or else you can have the front heel in line with the back foot, center of the back foot. We're going to lift the hands up to shoulder height. Maybe we're reaching out through the hands, you're pressing down through the feet. And inhale, reach the left hand forward. And exhale, lower the left hand down to the left leg, reach the right hand up. You're trying to lean back through that right shoulder blade so your chest is really open to the side of the room. Leave loads of space along the shoulders, the collarbones. Then maybe taking the gaze up to the top hand in triangle or trikonasana. We'll do one more inhale. Exhale, press into the feet to lift yourself up. We're going to step the back foot in, just about a foot. Going to turn the hips to face to the top of your mat. So you're pulling your right hip forward, your left hip back into the socket. We're going to come into a revolved triangle now. So you're going to inhale to lift the right hand up. Exhale, keeping the left hand on the hip, reaching that right hand forward till your spine is about parallel to the mat. You're going to start to look to the left, so twisting through the core, taking the outside or the back, the front, the top of the right hand to the outside of the left leg. Twisting here. So you can stay like this, or you can lift the left hand up to the ceiling. Noticing maybe how your balance is tested here. Trying to arrange the weight of your body across your feet. One more inhale. And exhale, look down to the mat. Let the hands come down to frame the foot, bend the knee. You need to step that right foot back a little bit before you step the left foot back into your plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower knees, belly, chest coming all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest into cobra. Exhale, sending it back to downward facing dog or child's pose. We'll take a few breaths here. Recovering after our revolved triangle. It's quite intense, so well done for giving it a go. and you know what's coming up next, so you're ready to go for the other side. I'm going to inhale, lift the right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to nose, step the foot between the hands, planting the back foot down onto the mat and lifting yourself up. So you're going to keep that front leg straight, the back foot either parallel or turned in a little bit from the back edge of the mat. Lift the hands up to shoulder height. I'm really grounding down through the big toe mound, so just like the knuckle, if you will, below the big toe, and then that heel. Then grounding down through the back edge, the big toe mound of the back foot. Inhale, reaching forward with the right hand. And exhale, lower that right hand down to the leg. Lift the left hand up. Now we're working towards having a straight line between the two fingers, but if you're back here, that is perfect. That is where you are, and you are working your way towards it. Wherever you are, you're leaning back through the shoulders, you're opening the chest up. You might find when you do that, you can inch the fingers a little bit higher, maybe not. Just becoming aware of where you are. Maybe taking the gaze up to the top hand. One more inhale. Exhale, push into the feet, lift yourself up. Keeping that front leg straight, we're stepping the back foot in about a step or a foot. We're going to turn the hips to point to the top of the mat. Just straighten my mat up a little bit there. So you're squaring the hips to the top of the mat, leaving the right hand on the hip, lifting the left hand up. Just noticing maybe the weight distribution on your feet before you even start. So seeing, can you balance the weight evenly through left and right foot. Inhale, reach the the left hand up. Exhale, reaching that hand forward to bring your spine parallel to the mat. Then start to twist from the belly and the chest to look to the right and take the back of the left hand to the outside of that right leg. Trying to twist through the core, maybe trying to bring the elbow to point up to the ceiling, the elbow of the right arm. Maybe lifting that right arm up. Try and ground that back heel into the mat. Breathing here in your revolved triangle. You're doing great. We'll do one more breath. And exhale, release the hands down to frame the foot. Step that left foot back so you're at your full length. Step the right foot back into plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower knees, belly, chest. Inhale, lift the chest into cobra. And exhale, take it back into child's pose. Sending the hips back to the heels. Lower the forehead onto the mat. You can take the arms alongside the legs. Let the shoulders roll down towards the mat. Just taking a few breaths here. Trying to direct the breath to fill up the back of the ribcage. And exhale, let the chest sink towards the mat. Let the shoulders relax down. One more big inhale here. This time sighing the exhale out the mouth. And then moving the hands forward, moving yourself up through tabletop, tucking under the toes, bringing the feet and knees hip distance, sending it back to downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out the legs here. And then we're going to start to bend the knees, walk the feet forward. And as you walk the feet forward, you're bringing them a little bit wider than hip distance apart. So they come to frame the hands. Maybe they don't come as far as the hands, but you're bending the knees nice and deep, the feet wider than the hands, wider than the hips. So you're hanging the head down, and then you're going to start to lower the hips down, bending the knees, lower them down towards the mat, coming into Malasana or Yogi squat. So you're sitting here. You can turn the toes to point out. Maybe you might like to come up onto the heels if you can't get the hips all the way down. That might help you lower down a bit further. Or you might need to widen the feet. So just playing around with the feet where you are, just to get yourself into the pose. Everyone's going to be different with their hip flexibility. We're going to take the right hand onto the mat and then lift the left hand up to the ceiling so we're facing to the left. Trying to inhale to grow length through the spine, lifting the chest, and exhale, twist a little more to the left. One more inhale. Exhale, lower that left hand down. Take the left hand onto the mat. So you're taking the upper arm on the inside of the left knee, bringing the hand out to the side. Then bring the right hand out to the side. You're looking over to the right. Inhale, growing length through the spine. Exhale, look a little further to the right. One more inhale. Exhale, lower down, well done. And then we're just going to release ourselves. Let the sit bones come onto the mat. Let the feet lift up. Coming into our Savasana boat pose, lifting the feet so the shins are parallel to the mat, lifting the chest. So it's, you have a nice long spine, squeezing the thighs, the knees, the ankles together. If they can't get together, just squeeze them towards each other. Maybe releasing out the hands, breathing here, one more inhale. Exhale, lower the feet down onto the mat. You can extend the legs out. Sitting up on your sit bones, we're going to bring in the left leg, squeezing it close to the body. And keep it here or step it over the right leg. Taking the left hand behind you, wrap the right arm around that left knee. Inhale, growing length. And exhale, twisting to the left. Each inhale, growing up through the spine, trying to bring the chest towards that left thigh. And exhale, twisting a little deeper. Noticing how the body feels as you twist. Maybe noticing where is getting stretched or where is moving. One more inhale. Exhale, release, looking back to the front. Maybe just turn to the right, taking both hands to the right just to counterbalance. And then releasing to the front, relaxing out the left leg. Give the knees a little bounce before bringing in the right knee. Either staying here or stepping over the left leg. Left hand wraps around the right knee, right hand comes behind you. Inhale, growing up through the spine. And exhale, twisting to the right. And if it's not comfortable in like the shoulders, or you feel like you're not able to twist totally with the hand at the base of the spine, you can walk it out a little bit. Being up on the fingertips. We'll do one more inhale. Exhale, release, look back to the front. Doing our counterbalance, so taking both hands over to the left and just twisting to the left. And then turning back to the front, releasing that leg. We're going to give the knees another little bounce. You can bend the knees up a little bit. Inhale, reaching up the hands. And exhale, reaching the hands forward until they reach the feet. Maybe if they don't quite reach the feet, they might be on the ankles or the shins. With the knees bent, you're trying to get the belly onto the thighs. With inhale, look forward, trying to lengthen the spine. And exhale, folding down. Inhale, look forward, lengthen the spine. And exhale, folding down. One more time, inhaling. And then exhale, releasing down. Holding here for a couple of breaths. Seeing if there's something that you can release here. Maybe it's extra holding in the shoulders or the jaw. Maybe it's something emotionally, mentally that you're just going to let drip down into the earth. One more inhale. Exhale, lifting up. Coming back to seated. We're going to bring the legs towards you. Take the soles of the feet together. Sitting up once again on the sit bones. Hands come onto the ankles. We're going to push the knees down towards the mat. We're going to inhale, reaching up through the crown of the head. Exhale, reach the chest forward, bringing the elbows onto the knees. Pushing them towards the mat. I'm just going to let the head gently roll down towards the feet. Breathing here, maybe trying to direct the breath towards the hips or the groin. Imagining them expand like a balloon as you inhale. Exhale, letting them soften, relax. One more inhale like that. Exhaling, softening down. Then we'll lift ourselves up, bring the knees together, take the hands behind you and just drop the knees side to side. Bring the knees back to center, taking the hands behind the thighs, shifting onto the tailbone, letting the feet float up once again. They can either hover off the mat or come so the shins are parallel to the ground. Maybe releasing the hands once again, squeezing the legs and thighs together. Lifting the chest, one more inhale. Then exhale, let the feet come onto the mat. And we're just going to roll ourselves all the way down. You can drop the knees side to side once again. Coming back to center, just going to shift the hips an inch over to the left, drop the knees all the way to the right. Go into 90-degree bend here in the knees, so walking the heels away from the bum if you need to. Take the arms out long, in line with the shoulders, or bending the elbows, pointing the fingertips back. We're trying to have both shoulders here connected to the mat, so if you find your left shoulder is lifting up, you can put a cushion or two underneath that right knee, lifting your knees up, then will help you ground the shoulders onto the mat. Breathing here, letting the breath deepen towards the belly. As you exhale, can you sink a little deeper into this twist, our last twist. Can the back of the body melt down into the mat. We'll do one more inhale. Exhale, bring the knees to center. Shift the hips an inch to the right. Drop the knees all the way to the left. Again, you have a 90-degree bend in the knees. You can take the gaze the opposite direction of the knees or continue having them up to the ceiling, maybe closing down the eyes. Imagining the inhale traveling down the length of the spine, creating space as you're twisting through it. And exhaling, the breath travels all the way back up through the spine, letting you sink a little bit further. One more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Take the arms down alongside the body, extending the legs, coming into Savasana or corpse pose. Taking the arms so they're a little bit away from the body, palms facing up. Let the feet flop out to the sides. Closing down the eyes if you haven't already. Excuse me, losing my voice. And just letting yourself sink down into the mat. Letting the mat support you. Letting gravity melt you further into the ground. Letting everything that was stirred up throughout the twisting poses, throughout the rest of the poses as you breathed into the body. Creating space, letting things be shifted and moved around. Letting the body now do its thing to either integrate what's needed or release what is no longer needed. And trusting that the body knows which is which. So you just rest here, letting it do its thing. Gently starting to wake up the senses, listening to any sounds. Maybe noticing a scent, noticing the contact points between you and the ground, or maybe the air on your skin, your clothes against your skin. And start to move the fingers, noticing how that feels. Moving the toes, noticing the ripple effect that has on the body. Trying to circle the wrists and ankles. Take the hands overhead, taking a nice full body stretch. Inhale, reaching from fingers to toes. And exhale, slide out the mouth, release. Bend the knees. Go over to your right side. Take a little cushion with the hands. Take a moment here. And pressing the hands into the mat, lifting yourself up to seated, trying to keep the eyes closed down, or having a gentle gaze towards the mat. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine, maybe turning the palms to face the ceiling. Gently tucking in the chin. Just noticing how the body feels. Noticing the quality of the mind. Noticing any feelings, sensations, emotions. Where are they in the body? How do they feel? And then just taking the attention to the breath. Noticing the subtle rise and fall of the chest or the belly or both. And at any point throughout your day, you can always come back to this breath, this feeling of it filling and emptying the body. And taking the hands to prayer in front of the heart. Thanking yourself for pressing play on this video, for moving your body, twisting your body. I hope you feel energized and refreshed after it. With our head to our heart, head and heart to our body, bowing down to the earth. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this flow. I feel just so much more spacious, so much more energized. I just feel like things have been flushed out of me. So I hope you have a similar feeling. If you do, I'd love you to leave it in the comments, or another feeling, how you found it. Let me know how you got on. Please give this video if you like it, and I can make more of a similar style. And if you have any suggestions, also leave a comment. And please subscribe so you can be notified when the next video is out. And I will see you then. Bye.